Okay, so the book we're going to talk about today is a book from Kevin Kelly, and the book's name is The Inevitable. Now, The Inevitable is put on a premise, it's on a premise of technology and technology development and where technology comes from and where technology goes. So it takes about, I think it's about 12 sort of technology areas, and he sort of analyze it and see how, where it comes from, how it was developed, and then he takes it to the future and say, okay, but where's all of this going to take us? The very interesting thing about this book is the fact that the book is already about 4 or 5 years old. I started getting involved or interested in these kind of technology with Peter Diamandis. Now, Peter Diamandis is a very current technology futurist, taking technology and saying how's it going to change our lives going forward, and what are the things we need to think about, and where the development of all this technology is taking us. But what I like about Kevin's book is the fact that the book is already a bit old. And the whole premise of the book is saying, listen, this is what happened in the past, this is what I'm forecasting to the future. Kevin has been involved in, he was the editor of Wired magazine, which is quite a technology-driven environment, and he's been making predictions his whole life. He tells the story in the book where he goes to ABC, he did some work for ABC, the publishing house, and he said to them, listen, the website ABC, the domain name abc.com is not taken yet. If you don't listen to anything I'm telling you about the future and the future of the internet, at least go and reserve this this web address. And where they, after a while he goes back and he says, hey guys, did you do this? Did you take this? And they're like, oh yeah, we actually forgot about this. We still need to do that. So he's been involved in that technology from early stages, and the whole sort of the golden thread that is taking through all of this is the fact that no one can predict anything really. Because of the rate in which technology, we're talking about exponential technology and exponential driven technology, no one can really predict where we're going as far as soon as you go out of the sort of the bottom part of the exponential part of the curve. And it's really interesting to see where all of this is going. So he made predictions about, I'm just reading off a few stuff, sharing, the sharing technology, the sharing environment, where we sit today, where we sit with all the social media. It's not really something if it's not shared yet. And my kids are small, they're still they're still in primary school, but the sharing thing is a big thing for them already. You share your status, you share your YouTube channels and all of this. So it's very interesting where all of this is going and how it's going to change our lives. Then they talk about filtering, taking stuff, put it through a filter, and then use it for something else. We see that a lot. Remixing is actually something that's predicted quite a while ago, but it's really start sort of becoming more evident in our lives these days now, because you see all these sort of mime videos or short videos or sound clips where something that's already been published, taken, remixed, and again published, and the role that plays in the economy and the role that plays in our environment going forward. Then they talk about interacting. I mean, that's social media. We deal with this every day. Trading, how we going to buy and sell. And I think with the whole lockdown, everything that's starting to happen now is how we are just changing the economic trading environment that we are in, where suddenly we buy so much more stuff on the internet, and serious obstacles like trust is just thrown out of the window. And we said, listen, we have to trust these people because we don't have any other chance. And how it actually is not that bad as we actually thought it would have been. And then, and there's a few of them, like I said, there's about 12, but the last one is obviously questioning, and that's where Google and the whole Google environment, the whole platform of talking to a intelligent computer system or online system or cloud system, where that comes in, and we've got not just Google anymore, but you can do it with Alexa, and there's a few other platforms that are also happening, where you can literally walk in your environment or in your house environment and just ask a question. And that is something that's really changing our lives. Is it better for us to know more instantly, or was it better to go and search for something and sort of develop the knowledge that we needed? So that's just a few things that they're touching on and talking on in the book. My main takeaway of all of this is that I like technology. I like to see where all of this is going. In my world of project management, it's interesting to think about what's all of this computer AI, advanced computing systems are going to have on my working environment. And I think that's something seriously we need to ask. We need to think about, at least going forward. Because previously we had a lot of time. Now we can say we saw some technology coming, we can position ourselves for the future and then get ourselves ready for maybe a change in environment. But these days you can't anymore, because by the time you know what's going on, it's already too late. You might not have a job anymore. And I think it's not a doomsday prediction. And what I like about these authors, and Peter Diamandis is also very, very clear on that. He says that, yes, we can doom all of the stuff. The normal radio was doomed. You had your doomsday activists at that time. We said, listen, the radio is going to kill everything and everybody. It's really bad. And I mean, if you think about radio today, it's not a threat to anything. And sort of what they're saying is that, yes, the future is coming, technology is coming, there is going to be disruptions in our working environment, in our careers that we have, but what they say in these books is that with all the technology over time, the different job, let's call it need for jobs or need for different careers, just expanded over time. It never got smaller. And I think that's a good thing to take away all of this, is that we don't have these doomsday. Yes, there can be some bad stuff, but there's always, and they actually talk about this, the play between the good and the bad. Now, is the new technology comes in, the bad wants to take that and do bad stuff but the good comes in and they do good stuff with that, and how sort of the interaction between that. So this is just a nice book. It's the first one I want to talk about. I would really tell you guys to go and read this book if you like technology, if you like future prediction, and I would really rate this book one of the better books out there, better older books, because it's frustrating to read the older, let's call it technology development books. It's frustrating because it's stuff that already happened. This is actually nice to see predictions that was made a while ago from a guy that predicted technology quite long ago already. And it's just nice to see how the role that plays in our lives today and what's actually happening every day. So go read this book. I think it's worth it.